Hey there, welcome back to Popcorn and Prayers. I'm Haley. I'm a Christian millennial mom who loves movies, and I'm here to share my take to help you choose movies that fill your spirit and avoid the ones that don't. Today, I want to talk about something a lot of us have probably wrestled with, which is how do we decide what movies or shows are good for us to watch? And if you have kids, is it something you're comfortable with them watching? There are a lot of movies out there, which is awesome for us because I love so many of them. Some are beautiful, fun, hilarious, powerful, and inspirational. But if you're not careful, some can upset your mind, hurt your spirit, cause you to stumble, feel lustful, anxious, or confused, or negatively influence or scare your kids. God made us creative. He gave us imagination, story, laughter, music, and beauty. Stories matter. But because stories matter, we should also be discerning. One of the main verses I come back to is Philippians 4:8, where Paul says to think about whatever is true, honorable, just, pure, lovely, commendable, excellent, and worthy of praise. Now, Paul was not sitting there with Netflix open saying, let me give you the official Christian streaming guide, but he was giving us a filter for our minds. So when I watch something, I like to ask, does this help me think about what is true? Does it make beauty look more beautiful? Does it make evil look evil? Does it celebrate courage, sacrifice, forgiveness, loyalty, and truth? Or does it make sin look glamorous, funny, harmless, or normal? So let's talk about permissible versus helpful. Another helpful verse is 1 Corinthians 10:23. All things are lawful, but not all things are beneficial. That is such good word for entertainment because we can ask, is it beneficial for my mind, my marriage, my walk with God, my kids, for the kind of person I'm becoming? Because something might be technically allowed, but still not wise for you. Proverbs 4:23 says, guard your heart with all vigilance, for from it flow the springs of life. That verse reminds me that my heart isn't a garbage disposal. I can't just throw everything in there and assume it won't affect me. Now, that does not mean we need to panic every time a movie has conflict, darkness, or broken people in it. The Bible itself is full of broken people and dark moments. But the Bible shows darkness truthfully. It doesn't celebrate evil as good. So when we watch movies, we should ask, is this movie exposing darkness? Or is it inviting me to enjoy darkness? This is where I think Christians need nuance. A movie can show sin without celebrating it. For example, a story might show betrayal, addiction, violence, greed, or pride in a way that reveals how destructive those things really are. That can actually lead to really meaningful conversations. But another movie might show the same things and basically say, isn't this awesome? Isn't this freedom? Isn't this funny? That is where discernment comes in. The question is not only what content is in this, the question is also, what is this movie asking me to love or celebrate? And then there's conscience. Romans 14 is so helpful here because Paul talks about believers having different convictions on certain issues. And he doesn't say everyone must have the exact same personal rule about everything. But he does say we shouldn't violate our conscience. So here's what I would say. Don't watch something just because another Christian says it's fine. And don't condemn someone else if they are watching something you have chosen not to. But be honest before God. If you feel that little check in your spirit, don't bulldoze it. Turning something off is not weakness. It's wisdom. There have been multiple occasions where my husband and I get a couple episodes into a show and decide it's just not for us because of what it's celebrating, or it just left us feeling off. I've also watched movies that I wish I really hadn't because it was just too much, and it left me thinking negatively about it for days or weeks afterward. Things don't need to be perfect, but you can absolutely pray about it before and after, and I would recommend that. And if you watch something you wish you hadn't, prayer and self-reflection about the thoughts it left you with is a great idea. No need to feel guilty or think you're not a good Christian or something like that. Just think about it next time you go to make a movie choice or a show choice, and you'll probably be happier with your choice next time. So here's a simple filter I like to use. You can remember it as the popcorn and prayer movies filter. First, content. What is actually in this movie? Second, celebration. What does this movie want me to cheer for? Third, conscience. Can I watch this with peace before God? And fourth, fruit. What does this produce in me afterward? Because the question is not just, what is the rating? The question is, what fruit does it grow? And for parents, this matters even more. Sometimes we aren't just choosing entertainment, we're discipling our kids' imaginations. That doesn't mean our kids can only watch Bible cartoons or explicitly Christian shows, although there are some awesome ones out there. But it does mean we should help them learn how to ask good questions. Was that character wise? What did they want? Did the story reward selfishness or sacrifice? What was funny, and should it have been funny? Where did we see courage, forgiveness, mercy, or truth? So, should Christians watch movies? I think the answer is Christians should watch with wisdom, with joy, watch with discernment, and watch with your Bible-shaped imagination turned on. And sometimes, yes, watch it with popcorn, but also watch it with prayer. Because what we watch helps to form what we love, and what we love shapes who we become. Thanks for hanging out tonight. And let me know in the comments, what is one movie you love that actually helped you think more deeply about faith, courage, forgiveness, or sacrifice? Also, as always, if you enjoyed this video and it brought some value to you, please like and subscribe. June is a big month for movies. Stay tuned for reviews for Toy Story 5, Masters of the Universe, and Disclosure Day. I cannot wait. See you soon.